So last time, I know that we talked about we set a goal for you, right?
Yeah,
Do you remember what that goal was?
yeah. I was gonna put like test or studying and projects on my calendar and look at it every day, so that I'm like more prepared, and that I don't feel as stressed out because I know that it's on. Like I have a to do list and to follow that to do list.
Uh huh. So remember what we did? We put
Um,
in what? Put something in a calendar.
I think it was to study for my finals. I think
Yeah.
like break it up so I don't like have to cram.
Yes.
Like instead of cramming on Sunday night for a Monday test, like put it on my calendar for like Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday of that week.
So we only did one day,
Oh,
right? Did
yeah.
you do that?
Yeah, I think I put it on my calendar, but I still kind of procrastinated on it.
Okay.
And I saw it I saw it there and it was the weekend and I'm like, it's the weekend. I'm not gonna study on Saturday. I'll just study Sunday. And
Uh-huh.
then I didn't
And your test was on what day? Just
Monday.
remind me. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it didn't really work out, huh?
No, weekend Monday tests are tough
Yeah,
because
definitely. I
but
get that.
Sunday's like crunch time. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Um, I was thinking maybe like a group study session if I get some friends like that work better. Like if it like keeps me accountable,
Yeah,
that
totally.
might
That's a great idea.
that might work. Maybe just like have like pizza on Sunday night or something at like my house and invite like a few people over to study.
Did you study on Sunday night?
Yeah, I did, but I feel like having a group study session on Sunday before the test, I'd like get prepared for it because I wouldn't want to be the person that doesn't bring anything to the group on Sunday, So
Yeah.
that might motivate me. Like, I gotta at least contribute something to the conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
So
That's a good idea.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So I know that that's an awesome idea. If we want to write that down, go ahead and write it down so we don't forget for next time.
Okay.
Great. So, also I know that we were talking a little bit about how we were getting angry at people who were interrupting us because we were a little stressed out. And I wanted to check in and see how that was going too. Because I know for me, I can get the same way. I can lash out just like how I said that I got in a fight with a friend. So when I'm stressed out, I get that. And I wanted to see how you're doing about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been better. I've tried to take like deep breaths when I get stressed out. Um, I still probably am a little grumpy, I guess is one way to say it.
Yeah.
And I kind of sometimes I just like shut down now, I guess, instead of being like with my brother, instead of like yelling at him, I just kind of sometimes I just don't say anything at all.
Okay. That's better than yelling.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
Okay. Cool. All right. So it seems like you're kind of managing it a little bit better by taking big breaths and kind of not saying anything and ignoring them.
yeah, yeah. I'd say so.
Yeah. I think for me, that sounds a little bit better because when you're yelling at somebody, then you have the stressors of then having to go and apologize to them too, because that's another stress that's on your mind. Like, oh no, now I yelled at them. Now I have to go and apologize on top of all the other things that are on your list of things to do. So that's a good idea. That's a kind of a better way of dealing with it.
Yeah,
Maybe the next step is just saying like, hey, I need to study right now, maybe in a little bit, and things like that. Just a little phrase so they don't feel
yeah,
like you're ignoring them.
yeah. I could do a better job of that.
What would be like a good go-to phrase?
Um, like if my brother or my mom comes in and I'm studying, I just say, I have a test tomorrow. I need to get this done.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know your mom, I'm sure, would be like, okay, that's fine, you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna write that down.
Okay. Great. Okay. So I was thinking about you and I brought up a few strategies of how we can kind of help with that procrastination aspect. I know that you said that it didn't really work. So there are a few other strategies that we can kind of think about. Would you like to hear them?
Sure.
Cool. So for me, what I like to do when I am stressed out with a ton of things, especially during finals week, I like to make a to-do list.
Like we're doing right now.
Yes, exactly. So I like to make a to-do list and I write all the things that I need to get done, and then I put a date on when they need to get done by. For me, what helps is having them do the day before that they're actually due, so that I kind of start it ahead of time and kind of get it going, and then realize that, okay, I have at least an extra day that I can finalize it and look it over, and an extra day in your case to study, right? I also have breaking the project up into manageable segments. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, like instead of feeling you have to study for all, like it's it's on 5 chapters. You just break it up by chapter.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So like day by day, this chapter, I'm going to do this chapter one day, this chapter another day, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
And then also, which I really like, is reward yourself. So at the end of finals week or at the end of your test, like that you studied, like you can reward yourself by hanging out with friends or going and get an ice cream or, things like that, or just taking a break and going and doing video games. So those are a few strategies that might work. Some of them work for me, but not everybody's different. So you can kind of pick and choose what you think would be the best goal for us to set for next week, because I know finals are continuingly.
Yeah, they're in 2 weeks. Yeah.
They're keeping going, so I wanted to kind of set you up for any of those.
Yeah, I like the bite-sized chunks. That kind of simplifies it, and you don't feel so overwhelmed. Instead of breaking it up into days, just breaking it up by what you have to do, like study chapter 1 on Tuesday, chapter 2 on Wednesday.
So
or whatever.
You like that, or you don't like that?
I do like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as overwhelming.
Okay, cool. So I know we kind of did that last week.
Yeah.
But what?
But still, when I put it on my calendar, I didn't say exactly what I was going to study. I just put study on my calendar,
Okay.
And I didn't. But if I'm like, all right, I got to study Saturday, but I only have to study 1 chapter.
Yeah.
It kind of quantifies it, and it's like, all right, you don't feel obligated to study all 5 chapters on Saturday.
Definitely.
So I like that.
Okay, great. So why don't we write that on our goal? Is to what?
Break up studying into bite-sized chunks.
Okay. So what's your next test or your next project?
I have a English paper due in a week and a half, and I haven't even started.
Okay. So in a week and a half. So what's that like? 10 days?
Yeah, 10 days.
Okay.
So, and it has to be 4 pages long. So maybe I want to have the rough draft done in 5 days.
Okay.
So maybe a page a day.
Yeah. Totally.
So 1 page a day. And then I'll edit 1 page a day after that.
That sounds great. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I hope I do it.
Do you think it's doable for you?
Yeah, It's doable. Yeah.
Okay. It's doable and you like the idea, or so we don't want to start anything that you don't like.
No, I do. Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Okay. Cool. I think it's a great idea, and I have a lot of faith in you that you can definitely do it. Um, and I think that will kind of release some of the stress that you have. And honestly, I think it might even help your writing a little bit, so you can actually edit it all and things like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. So I just want to review what we have since we're almost done for today. Um, so we have a group study session. You like that idea? So we can talk about that next week about when your test is coming up, because you just have an essay this week.
Yeah.
So just tests for next week, so we can kind of get that set up in group study sessions. You can kind of start throwing that out there to your friends.
Yeah.
And then
That's what I was gonna say when like my mom comes in.
right, great. So you chose the phrase, "I need to get this done." It's a good one. It's calm and it goes straight to the point where you don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we're doing what? What's our actual goal for this week?
Actual go for this week is breaking up that paper into bite-sized chunks, like 1 page a day, and then and then edit 1 page a day after that.
Awesome. I'm really excited to see what you come up with.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about today?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, great. I'm really excited to hear from you for next week.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for talking to me, Jonathan, and I'll see you next week.
Sounds good.